YouTube, how the heck you doing? This is Corey here with Watcher Realms. We're going over the Northener faction now for Guild v Guild Season 7. So there are a couple of ways that you can go ahead and place these units. I'm going to go ahead and just start setting it up from now. And this is going to be team number 1. There is one or two real issues with this team, but it does have some success, especially for lower BP, right? The first reason as to why this team has some success is if Valkyra is tanky, she should survive double bookkeepers, and she should survive at least one destroyer. One of the issues that this team faces is damage. This team doesn't really have a lot of damage, so you're going to really kind of suffer with this placement. You want your Maw to be very strong if you're going to go ahead and do this, and you need Valkyria to be tanky. Reason for that is bookkeepers will start targeting and hitting right here, and so if Valkyria is not tanky enough, she will proc Lily's ultimate, and that will go ahead and eventually lead to Valkyria herself dying from the bookkeepers and the destroyers, right? One of the good things is that this team is pretty solid against flyers. Reason being is Mari will go ahead and provide decent slows right here. Valkyria's ult is not easy to go ahead and get procced because, right, no unit can hit these two tiles. So she will only ult once units get here, which is very valuable. That actually kind of helps with one of Valkyria's weaknesses, in which is very easy to force her to go ahead and ult, right? So that's one of the benefits. Similarly, Maw right here is actually very good as well because he's going to go ahead and slow these units right here and knock them back ideally into this tile, which will force them to go into this tile or just screw up their pathing altogether, right? So that's how you'll go ahead and use this team. Now, there is a different way to go ahead and create this team, which is likely to improve the overall performance of it, right? So the first way is you go put Hars here, next Valkyria right here. So you already have a lot more leeway in terms of this placement overall. The next step is you put Maw right here, then you go ahead and put Mari right here, and then Lily. That's one option, right? The higher performing option is to go ahead and actually swap these two units here. Let's put Maw right here. And then you put Mari right here. So this goes ahead and gives you a decent amount of sustain, right? Because once the units get to this point, they will get frozen by Mari. Valkyria is also hitting them. Maw will go and push them back. So this is the best outcome for this team. What you'll typically see is people will go ahead and send axes down the map or even Maw down the map. What you have the benefit of is, once again, right, Valkyria scales. As the fight progresses longer and longer, she will personally do more damage. So you kind of want the enemy to take a longer time to go ahead and get to your Northerner units. Mari's providing insurance while she's not providing you initial slows once they get to this point. That's okay. Maw is going to go ahead and give you a pretty solid opportunity to knock them back and kind of juggle the units. This comp is entirely based on juggling, right? So that's how it works. Now, overall, if I was to go ahead and give this faction a grade for the towers, it's going to be very low. Reason being is because this faction right now just significantly lacks in damage. The only alternative that I think that you can go ahead and use for Mari in this comp, because he's not necessarily doing that much, is replacing her with a Silas, right? Silas will give you some damage baited, right? But he's going to give you some damage and you're benefiting from Maw knocking the units back. But overall, Northerner units in general are very, very susceptible to swarming, to using Maw. They're just not the strongest faction right now for Guild v Guild. Now, we're going to go over to the Keep, which in my opinion performs even worse, right? So these units aren't gear. Let's go ahead and run this through. So here's the issue with the Keep, right? As we mentioned in the Nightmare video, a lot of these tiles are just very much subject to swarming, garnet guards, right? So all these tiles here, garnet guardable. All of these are garnet guards. This tile is garnet guardable. This tile is garnet guardable. So overall, a lot of these tiles are very much in danger of being hit by garnets. So your best bet from all the testing is really, really just hoping that Silas, in this case, can go and take out the garnet guards before they take out Mari, right? Ezreal, I do believe, is mandatory for this team. Reason being is because Ezreal will go ahead and heal the unit that has the lowest HP at the time. So hopefully what you should do is you go ahead and build your Maul with full HP, basically. HP and attack speed, right? You want him to survive the first 2 hits of the garnet guards, still give the slows, which is why he's used, and then just trust in Silas doing damage. Overall, I'm not going to lie, I just don't see Northerner units being good for the keep. Your best bet is really just hoping that your Silas is like A5 and is able to take out those garnet guards. Otherwise, if it does work, right, and you are able to deal with the initial garnet guards, this team will actually perform pretty well, right? First reason being, Mari will go ahead and provide a decent amount of slows and freeze in this particular area, which is perfect because Silas can go ahead and hit them. And then additionally, Maul will go ahead and hit all of these units here and kind of juggle them back and give you a really, really good opportunity for your Silas to regen his rage, for your Maul to go ahead and kind of regen his range, because they have so much distance to travel, right? The second a unit gets hit in any of these squares, their pathing gets messed up horrendously, right? So that's your best bet with this team. If you want to go ahead and do a variation, you could go ahead and put like a Glacius here instead of Maul, and then you get some freezes. But overall, your best bet is to just pray for Silas to do damage, right? Anyways, those are the Northerner teams that seems to be at least somewhat competitive. See ya.